All right. Grand Rising, my fellow Elohim, fellow I am. Welcome back to another sunny Sunday of the One Great I Am Awakening. I'm Chris Taylor, one of your hosts, and with me is my partner in spirit and in mind, Mr. Gregory Isaac Thomas, also known as Mr. T. Or
Yes,
is
sir.
it?
Yeah, man. Greetings, and one love. Nice to have everybody out this morning. Pleasant morning,
Nice,
pleasant
nice,
morning, and
nice. Looking nice over there, like that red shirt there.
yeah, man. Fully red, man. Fear not. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
fear
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, man. There's always a still place of silence, that
Mm-hmm.
we can resort to renew the self. So there is no reason to live a life of frustration and being flustered. It's natural, that you will have your experiences because you came here for that, to indulge in all the emotions so that you can fully know who you are. Because as it is said, God become man so that man can know say I'm a God. So there's always the secret place. Psalm 91 speak of it in its own, you know, allegorical way. He who dwells in the secret place of the most high. That place is available to everybody. But he who dwells there, where you dwell is where you live. He who continually resorts to that place. The secret place of the Most High is found within you. You can't go find a secret place nowhere else, brother. Where you go find it? If the secret place was a physical place to be found, then the physical place can't do it. Everybody there, cause we spread all over the place.
It
So
says
it
this
put
secret place, so you talk about one, not many.
one, yeah, one. There is a secret place, and he who dwells in that place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Where the shadow of a thing is where the thing is. Your
Mm.
shadow can't do Australia if you're the America. So he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That secret place is found wherever you are within you, but you have to dwell there. And that secret place is a place of silence. That secret place is that place within you where your mind becomes empty and you're just purely existing.
Becomes a nobody.
And you becomes a nobody because when you're a nobody, when you're nothing, you become everything. Because that's what you were. You were everything, yearning to experience the nothingness so that you could know the power of the everything that you are.
Mm.
You could know how special the everything that you are is. But for you to know how Tupac said that thing when he was young. Him say him feel like the roles should be reversed. And ever so often the rich become poor and the poor become rich.
Mm.
Yes, so you have to taste the nothingness. You have to taste the sorrows, and you have to taste the bliss. It is you that it is up to now to know that you can't be in two places at the same time. And that's a topic we'll be discussing today. You can't be in both places at the same time. For you to taste the bliss, you have to be present, fully present. So you are in the absence of the sorrow so that you can fully taste the bliss. And when you are in your sorrow, the quicker you fully engage in it, is the quicker it goes away. The quicker you accept it, the quicker it goes away.
So
Because it's there for you to taste it, but if you keep sipping it and won't taste it, it remains there.
you know
Taste it
that's
and
all,
let it go.
you know that's all like, and
Yes,
all
sir.
of us have probably gone through this. When my mother have a beating figure way, and we hide her out the whole day.
But take the tool, it can go on.
But if you take the lick from early, you would have enjoyed your sleep because I know your sleep shall coming up. And shall
And
beat
you
you
know that, and you
worse.
and you
Shall
know that,
beat
and
you
you know that,
worse.
you know in your sleep, she'll come. Because you see she do it to your brother already, and she probably do it
Yeah,
to you
yeah,
already.
yeah.
So you know that. So that sleep, there's no peace to be found there.
Mhm.
But you have to accept the thing early, agree with an adversary quickly. While though that's the sorrowful moment, that's the unpleasant experience. Make peace with it early. It's your
'Cause
only
it
chance.
get worse the more you avoid it. Because that's what your mother tell you, you know. Any
I'm more like
old,
you go get kind of you make you angry.
yeah, no, any, you make me have to run you down or weight. Cause I get to. It's just gonna compound.
Worse if she liquor for you and you go sight and the belt liquor, done, you're done for. So you see that so I was using the example to a family member that's going through what he considers to be a situation that is not going to be good for him. Same thing. And I use the example, say if you're walking through the forest one day, peaceful, a place where you walk all the time. But all of a
Mhm.
sudden this day you hear a roar. And when you look, he's a lion and him the 10 feet away from you. What are your options?
Mm.
You can't run. That option number zero. Because he's
Mhm.
too close to you, you can't outrun him. So you can't run. Option zero. Don't try that. You can't fight. Option number two. That don't make sense because you can't win the fight. You
Yeah.
can't hide because him see you already. Your only option that gives you any chance is to try to befriend the animal immediately.
Yeah.
Him roar and you put up your two hands and make yourself no threat. And hey, and try to befriend that. And he might still name you, but that's your only chance.
Yeah.
That's what happened when an adverse situation come upon you and you don't know what to do. Just like in that jungle situation that you don't know what to do.
Mhm.
The best thing to do is befriend the thing. Do nothing to aggravate the situation. Don't try fight it or fight your back. You can't run from it, it's too close. It came to you for a reason. And the quicker you're gonna come out of that experience stronger.
Oh
Or you're
yeah.
not gonna come out of the experience at all. It's either you're lion go near you or you're gonna come out of it stronger.
Daniel in the Lions Den.
Turn your back on the lion.
Mm.
In other words, show yourself to be no. Don't see the animal as an enemy, and don't make yourself an enemy. That's how you approach.
Mm.
That's how you approach all the atrocities. Am I back with you, Sir Chris?
Well, Larry said, I hear you. Yes, sir. Show no fear. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, it's your only chance.
Fear is the thing that tie you to your troubles. You think it's escaping, but it's really tying you more to it. It's keeping you grounded to the problem or the issue. Because fear is a natural thing, I guess, we call it now, fight or flight. But we have to know when and how to use it. And if you don't go through as they say in the issue. When you say too high to get over, too low to get under, too wide to get around, I forgot to it. That's how it goes, RT. It's too high to get over, too low to get under, too wide to go around. There's only one option, you have to face it.
Yes.
But as they're saying, face it without being afraid. Because the fear is what's going to take you out. It's not the animal, are your own fear. It's not the problem, are your own fear that's going to destroy you.
And oh, you know it's your own fear. You don't have to look far.
Mm.
There is a man existing in the world same way. A man just like you, born of a woman just like you. Where that lion roar and he would tame in that lion. I know every man that lion they go eating. You have a man and because him don't afraid of that lion.
Yeah, the man watch a guy, man. A lion him raised out in the wild,
All right.
and only him alone, and maybe a few others can go next to the lions. Him have them cage up because he knows, because of people's fear. It's not to say that they cannot tame the lions themselves, but they are too fearful. So it not gonna work. And the lion knows it.
Lion knowing you're
But this,
fearful.
but this man hug the lion, them all kind of stuff, all three of them in there at the same time. He's like the alpha. So you have to be like the alpha of your problems, so to speak.
You know, when I grew up in a circus,
Mm.
there was a yard where we grew up in some primitive times. We never had no electricity our yard. I talk when me all 10, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we never had a refrigerator. But there was
Yeah.
a neighbor. And when I say neighbor, the neighbor live 5 minute walk away. But I over
Yeah.
in a, oh, we have to go through a shortcut over in a some bush to go over there. And
Mm-hmm.
over there, so we used to go get ice. My mother send her meat, go put on the people and people the fridge and that kind of thing there.
Yeah.
But the people them a bad dog over there.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother love send me over there and me keep telling this lady, I say, I afraid of them dog there. But I did have a cousin named Lychee, 2 years older than me. So if I'm eat Lychee at 10. Lychee's a boy when afraid of no dog. As
Mm-hmm.
a matter of fact, them man ain't afraid of no man by the time he grow up. Man, they fearless. So
Yeah.
every time my mother send me over there, me look at 5 cent. You remember I look at silver 5 cent?
Yeah,
Me
man.
look at 5 cent where my father might give me or whatever. Me have to keep using it to peel Lychee. And because of the man fearlessness, the man I get rich off of me, brother.
Yeah.
Because the man is just not afraid of the dog. The man just walk right up in the yard and call Miss Blossom. And the
Mm-hmm.
dog them run come on them and the man just go where, run where every one of them.
Yeah.
The man is not afraid.
I'm
The
sure.
man just like me.
Yeah. Yeah, same like you, but the difference is mentality, you know?
His mentality. And that's where you win. Mental.
The mind, the mind. Wow, wow. Yeah, man. We have a wonderful, you know, lesson for you guys today. You know, well, we titled it, you know, let me see. We're gonna read from I read from this book before, but I have a story in here that I want. So this is where I got the title from. I want to read a story in here that we had skipped over because I want to get to some important, connection with the scripture. And last week we talked about you cannot put new wine into old bottles, and you cannot put new patches on old garments. So, this topic is going to, somewhat relate to the topic at hand today. It's almost like a part two, so to speak. But we're going to talk about the story of Moses. All right, we're going to talk about the story of Moses. And I think I did mention him last week somewhat. But we're reading from this book, The Five Lessons. I already went through it, but this one story right here, from one of Never's lesson, talking about the story of Moses. So today is titled to Remember to Forget. Certi has a song titled Remember to Forget. You might have just heard it on one of the playlists, as a matter of fact. So it's very relatable to our topic today. So remember to forget, after you have seen the past. Remember to forget the past after you have seen the future. All right. Remember to forget the past after you have seen the future. So this is what the story of Moses is really about. In this sense, the future in the Moses story is the promised land. Promised means say it is already finished, it's already done. It's already your birthright. Promised. ED, all right? Past tense. It's already in your wait, I can't know. In your whatever your will, so to speak. It's already will to you. And it cannot not be for you. It's promised. It's a covenant. Okay. But um we carry along with us a bunch of baggages that kind of delay or interfere with our promises that have been given to us. The story of the Israelites is always talking about, going towards the promised land. They left the land of Egypt, go through the water, the wilderness, and they went over to into Jericho, into the land of Canaan, which is the promised land. And it's notice over there is called the Middle East. It's a central location that they're talking about here. And the East is always your power, the right hand. the right hand of God. If you face north and look to your east, the sun rises in the east to your right hand. All right. So everything in the Bible is always talking about going towards the east. There was a garden in the east, the Garden of Eden, and it had rivers of water coming from the east end of the Garden of Eden. There's always talking about the east or right hand. That's all the Bible talks about. Never talk about going towards the left. Cast the net to the right side. You understand? Everything is talking about the right hand. All right? The right hand of God, stuff like that. So, and in our brain, we have two hemisphere, one right, one left. And the right side is your more powerful side, which is intuitive, imaginative, that is where all your power lies. The left side is for reasoning and what do you call it now? Fight or flight, animal instincts, stuff like that. But the right side is where all your power lies. It makes up about 90% of your brain power. The other 10% is the lower, but it's necessary, for a balance. All right. So this story we're going to talk about today is from Deuteronomy, the 34th chapter. And Moses is the main character here. And I'm going to mention a few names here. I want you guys to kind of like take notes or keep in mind when we give the meaning of these words, esoterically speaking, so that the book can make sense. Now, as you know, we here at the One Great I Am does not subscribe to a literal history concerning the Bible. The Bible is true, meaning it is their autobiography. It's about your consciousness. It's about your mind, your spiritual existence. All right. So that part of it is true. But what's not real is the book is not a history book. It's not events that had happened in any time in the past. Okay. And so today, if any one of you out there watching this or will be watching this at any time, after you listen to what we're about to talk about today, hopefully you should come to a better understanding of the scriptures because they're very confusing, supernatural, and people cannot understand them because it's not something that you can physically do. But all of what the Bible says you can do in your own consciousness, your own mind, your imagination, all things are possible to God. God is your imagination. All things are possible to your imagination. There is nothing impossible to it. However, living on this plane, we call the earth or third dimension, it has limitations. It has laws that you cannot break. The law of gravity is one of those. Can't break it. You could imagine still. If you jump off of a building, I don't care how much you imagine, you're going to go down. All right. But you could imagine a way how to defy the law of gravity, at least temporarily, which is to create a parachute or plane or something that will keep you lifted so you can fall lightly. You understand? So that's where you can use your imagination to, overcome the fall, but you can't do it by yourself. It doesn't obey that type of a bravery or foolishness. Okay. So that said, let's start with this real quickly here. So this was Neville's story, one of his story in the book, the 5 lessons. And it says, for tonight is taken from the last of the books attributed to Moses. If you need proof that Moses did not write it, read the story carefully. It is found in the 34th chapter of the book of Deuteronomy. Ask any priest or rabbi who is the author of the book, and they will tell you that Moses wrote it. Here's how we know that Moses did not write the Torah, okay, which is the 5 books five first books of the Old Testaments. Did not write neither one, not any of them. And here's why. In the 34th chapter of Deuteronomy, you will read of a man writing his own obituary. That is Moses wrote this chapter. So Moses wrote a chapter about his own obituary. You cannot write your own obituary. Someone else will write it after you have passed on. So what does this mean? A man may sit down and write what he would like to have placed upon his tombstone. That is true. But here is a man who writes his own obituary, and then he dies and so completely rubs himself out that he defies posterity to find where he has buried himself. So remember the story of Moses, that he was buried and was never found his body till this day, as the Bible likes to say. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor. But no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day. And Moses was 120 years and old when he died. His eyes were not dim, nor is natural force abated. So this is Deuteronomy 34, 5, 6, and 7. So Neville is saying here, you must this night, not tomorrow, learn the technique of writing your own obituary and so completely die to what you are that no man in this world can tell you where you buried the old man. So what Neville is saying here is that because what we're talking about here is in the art of creating your desire, manifesting your desires, right? And this technique is like writing an obituary, and um, and that's what Moses did. Okay, so here's how Moses did it. I mentioned here about the old man. So the old man represents your past. Remember, the topic is remember to forget the past after you have seen the future. So here's what it says here. If you are no ill and you become well, and if you are no ill and you become well, and I know you by reason of the fact that you are ill, where can you point and tell me you buried the sick one? If you are impoverished and borrow from every friend you have, and then suddenly you roll in wealth, where did you bury the poor man? So Never is implying here that if someone knows you to have been a certain person or circumstance that you're going through, and the next time they see you, you have passed that, it implies that you have buried the old man. You have, in a way, written your obituary. Okay. You are no longer that person that they knew, whether it was by money, personality, or stuff like that, your knowledge, or whether it be illness and stuff like that. You have changed. You have buried the old man. And no one can tell where that old man is, because you, the individual who have changed, only you know. No one else can tell. Only you know where you have buried your old self. And that's why the Bible says no one till this day can tell where Moses was buried, because Moses is you. Moses is me. Moses is all of us who we know our own situation, and we have buried our old selves, circumstances, whatnot. I know when someone else sees us, they see us as this new person, and they cannot tell where the old person is because they're seeing the new person right now in front of them, and so on and so forth. But you know that you buried the old self, and no one can find it, because it's about you. It's not about another person and stuff like that. You have buried your old self. Nobody can find it. And that's what the story is talking about here. It's not a literal story. There was never a man named Moses. You understand? These are personifications of our mind, and they're just telling a story as to how the mind operates based on how you operate it. Certainly.
Yes, sir, Chris. Yeah, and the story carries a deep-rooted analogy that applies across the whole spectrum of a man's life.
Hmm.
Remember, we've often said that if you understand one story in the book, you can basically not even read the rest of them because all of them are comprehensive. The story of the prodigal son, the story of Moses, the story of Esau and Jacob, the story of Jesus and John the Baptist, all of them stories there, they're all saying the same thing. No, there was a reason why when you bury the old man, because it is you who have to bury the old man, nobody can bury him for you.
No.
So Moses had to bury himself
Yeah.
in this analogy. So when you bury the old man, and why nobody can find it where you have buried it, is because it's buried within you.
Hmm.
The old man, him not really gone nowhere. No. You have to consciously make the decision to bury him within you. And if you are not careful,
Yeah.
that old man can resurrect and stop you from entering the promised land, even though you've seen it. If you allow that old man to come back into the picture, then he's hindering your promise because that's the job of the old man. The job of the old man, it's like you play hide and seek, and
Hmm.
somebody keeps sending you the wrong way. That's the old man. That's his job to keep the game going.
Yeah.
Now, when you bury the old man within you, if you notice in Moses' case, what was Moses' problem? What was his issue? What was his old man he had to get rid of? Anger, Moses had an anger problem from early. Moses not
Hmm.
kill one Egyptian because him see Egyptian a mess with two Hebrew man. And
Yeah.
in kill him and bury him in his son. That's
Yeah.
his old man. A long time Jah tell Moses to get rid of anger. Get rid of anger.
Hmm.
Moses come down again after the
The
mountain.
mountain. Hmm.
After Mount Warrior and see the golden calf. The man get angry again and mash up it.
Mash up the Ten Commandments. Yeah.
Mash up the Ten Commandments and when he come down with in a man when him see the golden calf. Moses, be careful of anger again. Just say Moses talk to the rock, and the rock will bring forth water. Moses use the rod and give the rock a rotted lick. Anger again. Because
Hmm.
it make people them get to him, people them a ball for water and a complain about everything when him give them and the man get angry. So he allowed the old man that he had buried in the sun
Hmm.
to come back to life.
Hmm.
And because of that, he saw the promised land, but never entered. So we have to be mindful now of the old man there that you have. Listen, they say old habits die hard. Now, so them say,
Something like that.
yeah,
Hmm.
man, there's a saying that say old habits die hard. Well, I'm gonna tell you, say old habits they really don't die. You,
True.
if you think them dead, just mess around a little bit and you will realize.
They're just lying
You
down.
yes, it is, and the way to keep the old habit dead is to be constantly engaged, be constantly present with the new man.
Mm.
Once you're constantly present with the new man, the old
Present
man
with the
will
Lord.
correct.
Mm.
To be absent from the body, the old man, is to be present with the Lord, the new man.
Mm.
But if you are messing around with your presence and you're not staying present with the new man, then here comes the old man again. And it's stopping you from seeing the promised land.
Riding two horses at the same time, serving
Correct.
two masters. Mm.
So it's a thing where we have to be mindful of that no matter how awakened you are, you will fall back asleep if you don't stay present with the awakening. This thing how we are do a Sunday morning, you think I have when I have nothing to do? No, but we do this thing not all right. And we welcome the presence of everyone. You guys are important. Being here with us every Sunday morning and the ones who are streaming online and them things. It's important. By the way, the streaming online has gone up a lot, Sir Chris.
Yeah, man, coming together.
We're coming together pretty well. Yeah, I realize that when I look at the numbers, I realize that. Anyways, when we come together every Sunday morning to do this, we are doing it for the audience, of course,
Mhm.
to keep our iron sharp iron. But most importantly, I am doing this for me.
Yeah, first and foremost.
Sir Chris, I do this for him because if I was absent all week, my presence was lingering. Well, here comes a 2 hour, 3 hour window on a Sunday where we focus in. And
Hmm.
every focus is a win. Every time you can't go in the bank and come out empty. You know? You cannot go within and come back out empty. You will never walk into that bank and nothing available for you.
Hmm.
Every time you go within is a win.
Yeah, every time.
Every time. Every time. Even for a minute second. Every
But
time you purposefully go within, it's a win for you.
but you have to go in.
He who does not go within will always go without. As a
Hmm.
inside the bank, there you not know where else you get nothing from. Not outside. Even when you think that you get some random answers to your prayer and God come through in a this, you notice how random and how far between those situations are where you can truly say God come through. No, God feel if he come through more than when he come through. And the moments them where you think say God come through, it's because of moments that you had gone within and you're not even conscious about it that you had gone within.
Yeah.
If you don't go within, there is nothing to get. Can nothing there nowhere else. The universe is within you, not outside of you.
Yeah. As you mentioned that 30, I was talking to, not to go off topic, but it's on topic. Friend of mine yesterday. I never knew the story. Um, he was telling me about his truck. I don't remember what the story coming from now. I think we were watching football. Anyway, I'm saying, you see my truck coming off, you'd never believe I'm gonna get that truck there. So I say, oh, I'm say, I was at a gas station one day and he saw a guy driving the truck and he said within himself. But when he was telling the story, he never tell me say him say to himself, he was talking like he was talking to the guy. Him say, I mean, supposed to have that truck there now. So I say, tell the guy, him said, no, I said that within myself. Anyways, about a month passed, and his best friend, who's also a friend of mine, named Christo, he came to him and tell him, say, because he told him the story about the truck. And he come to find out that the guy is his best friend's tenant.
The one who has the truck.
Yes, he never meet the guy in his life. First time I meet him. But when he tell him the story, him come to find out that his best friend's tenant. And then maybe a days later or something like that, the guy, if his best friend come back to him and say, the guy is selling the truck. He must sell the truck.
Here's the truck.
And he ended up buying the truck. It was a really good price. He just wanted it for work and stuff like that, you know. And he's had that truck of maybe about 4 or 5 years or whatever. But it's like the story. I didn't really say anything to him on this level, but I knew that he had done that to himself, within himself, and don't even know it. He said to himself, not to the guy, no. So I'm supposed to have that truck there.
Mm.
Because he wanted a truck for work. He wanted a pickup truck for work. And when he saw the truck, he fell in love with it. And a month later, he had the truck. I never even knew the guy, never said a word to him.
Yeah, man.
Imagine that. Yeah. So you say
Mm.
if you don't go within, you go without?
He go within and come out with the truck.
Mm.
Go within and come out with the truck. And I'm sure he said it fearlessly. In the moment when him say it, him not think about how much money it will cost. Or not like that.
No.
He's just fully presently expressing his desire to become one with that truck.
Yeah. And he got it for a really good price where he could
Yes.
afford. It was never an
No,
issue.
the money go there when the truck come. That's
Mm.
guaranteed. When
Mm.
you're building it like that, the money is gonna be there when the truck is available.
Yeah.
Them say when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. When you put in that level of work, everything else that needs to happen to make it happen has
Mm.
already happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we're talking about Moses, that was his um story that the Bible tells that he was telling of his own self being Moses. he drew out of himself, because the word Moses, which is spelled what is it? Moshesh. So is not really Moses, but that's just a shortened version of the actual name, Moshesh, which means to draw out. And we're going to go over it in here anyways. But it means to draw out or to fetch out of oneself. So when he said, I said it to myself. Remember the lady from the New Testament that says, if I could just touch the hem of Jesus' garment, she said within herself. She never said to anybody. She just said to herself, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. And she touched the hem of his garment and she was healed. And she never said a word to Jesus or a word to anybody in the crowd. She just said it to herself. This is telling you that there is no one else to go to but within yourself. There is no God in the sky. If you're praying and you're imagining a God in the sky, you are praying to the wrong God.
Sir Chris, there's no when you are talking to God, who you really think you're talking to?
Now, what's yourself?
You're talking to yourself. There's nobody else hearing. Or if you're speaking verbally, maybe people in my house can hear you,
You're still talking to yourself.
but you're still talking to yourself because
Yeah.
you can't do it alone without any audience. You can do it without moving your lips. You
Mm-hmm.
can pray without. So you're really only talking to yourself. I'll tell you why you're not getting an answer for your prayer. Because you're talking to yourself and confusing yourself. You're talking to yourself and talking to yourself as if you're talking to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And the self becomes like, what's going on? Who is he talking to?
Mm-hmm. Scrambling the
Talk to
messages.
yourself like you know that it's yourself you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the mirror, you see that mirror technique there? You see
Mm-hmm.
that you remember when the little boy mother asked him, are there any other techniques that you use? Little boy said, well, the mirror one works. Why try another one? The mirror one work.
Yeah.
Listen, the only way the mirror thing no work is if you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Argument done. The only way the mirror thing does not work
If you don't
if
do
you
it.
don't do it, is if you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you do it while you have something opposite to what you're doing in your consciousness. When you're doing it, when you're standing in front of the mirror, you have to be standing in the mirror in present tense of the fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking in the mirror, whispering because it's a secret, you're whispering the present tense of the fulfillment of the desired experience.
Yeah.
You're standing in the present tense of the fulfillment of the desired experience. So what are you standing there doing? You're standing there giving thanks to all the different variations of yourself that teamed together to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at them. That's why I do it with 4 reflection, full circle.
Yeah.
Full
Mm-hmm.
circle. So I'm looking at 4 images of myself, 3 in the mirror plus the one standing in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
Full circle, 360, well covered. And
Mm-hmm.
all I'm doing is being thankful to all the different variations of myself
Mm-hmm.
that came together, that team to make this happen. No miss night,
Mm.
unless you're doing it. Or unless you're doing it, and when you're doing it, you're not in the present tense of the fulfillment. You're doing it still a big,
Mm-hmm.
still wanting. The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not know. It's not I shall not want. That should be a command. The Lord is thy shepherd, thou shalt not want. The worst thing you can do is to find yourself. The lowest vibration you can find yourself in, I know, is the vibration of want, the vibration of regret, the vibration of victim. Those are the lowest vibrations you can find yourself in, I know, when you're feeling a victim, when
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling the state of regret, the state of want. All you're gonna generate from that is like begets like, more of the same. So when you stand in front of the mirror, you must be feeling bliss, gratitude, and feeling just love of it, everything that is happening, just no doubt, no fear, no disguise, no nothing. You're just
Mhm.
there, enjoying the bliss of it all. For a few seconds standing in front of a mirror in a car, you go buy a mirror at the store if you're not. Cause you know,
Mhm. Plenty of them around.
Chris.
Yeah, very, very easy thing to do. Like I said, Sir T, the mirror. And I'm looking here at the origins of the word mirror, meaning looker, watcher, or to look at, or to wonder at. It's a wonder. That's where the word miracle come from. The word miracle is from that same thing. Because it has the word mirror in it. Okay. And it also means to admire. So it's something that you know of yourself, or you know it of yourself because you can think it, imagine it, you can visualize it. And anything that you can do as such is something that you already know. And so it's like a mirror, it's reflecting back to you what you're already perceiving in your own mind. And if you accept it to be true, what you're envisioning are mirroring, because the word mirror means to admire. Anytime you're visualizing something, you're really admiring, or okay, Serti, you're really admiring or giving attention to something important, and you are drawing that closer to your experience. You're drawing it out of yourself. All right. So as we're saying today, Moses means to draw out or to fetch, and so on and so forth, out of one's consciousness. So we're going to go into it a bit more here, where Neville is talking about this story. He's going to mention some names that we have heard, just did not understand what they mean or meant. All right. So he was saying here that you so completely rub out poverty in your mind's eye meaning your imagination or your awareness, that there is nothing in this world you can point to and claim that is where I left it, because it's inside of you. There's nowhere you can point to and say where you buried the poor man or poverty, because it's an inside job. This is why you cannot and will never ever find the tombstone or sepulcher of Moses, because Moses never existed. Moses exists within you. You are Moses. Your consciousness is Moses. All right. It says a complete transformation of consciousness rubs out all evidence that anything other than this ever existed in the world. So you transform, reform your consciousness. It's like taking water and conditioning it to lemonade, or Kool-Aid or something like that, or just adding sugar, making it sweet. Once you do that, you're no longer tasting the freshness of water. That part of it is buried. You are now tasting something anew. As a matter of fact, you give it a different name or nature, from water to Kool-Aid or lemonade, or you know some kind of juice that you have now named it. In this case, you have soda and all these different names that they've given all these different drink, but they're first made up of water, you know, and you condition it. So what you're doing is your consciousness is like water that you condition to your liking. You imagine something and you make it to your liking, image and likeness. How you want something to be is what you do in your consciousness. And when you come up with the new, it's symbolic that you have buried the old. All right. It says there that the most beautiful technique for the realizing of man's objective is given in the first verse of the 34th chapter of Deuteronomy. And so listen to this one now, guys. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab onto the mountain of Nebo to the top of Pisgah, that is over against Jericho. And the Lord shewed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan. This makes absolutely no sense if you read it as a history book. What you should read it as is these are psychological or personifications of the mind. These are psychological dramas or techniques or just natures of the mind that the ancients recognized and gave them these names. All right. All of these, what I just read to you guys, are personifications of the mind. All right. Moses is one of the personifications, means to draw out. Then you have Moab. Moab, and I'm going to get to it further down, is a contraction of two words, Mem and Ab. Okay. And our mother and father. Okay, it means mother, father. That's what Moab means. Mother, father. Mem means um mother. You know, that word really is feminine. Okay. And its numerical value is 40. And a woman takes approximately 40 weeks of pregnancy. All right. So this is where they get these 40 days, 40 nights, going around and around in the wilderness for 40 years and all these different things. You know, Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days, 40 nights. All these things are very symbolic. Okay. So again, Moses went up from the plains of Moab onto the mount of Nebo to the top of Pisgah. That is over against Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan. So the Lord showed him. Remember today's topic. Remember to forget the past after you have seen the future. So he's seeing, Moses is being shown the land of Gilead unto Dan. And he was on the top of the mountain, meaning that he elevated himself up on high so he can see better. Again, guys, this is not a literal story. Moses never went up on any hill or anything like that or mountain. This is you ascending in consciousness to have a better view of your situation. You are getting higher than your limitation so that you can be focused, centered, and have a clear view, so to speak. And after you have seen your trajectory, you're going to forget about what was the issue to begin with, because you cannot have or hold on to the issue while trying to fix it at the same time. Okay. Um, Never says you read this or you read that verse and say, so what? But take a concordance and look up the words. The first word, Moses, means to draw out, to rescue, to lift out, to fetch. In other words, Moses is the personification of the power in man that can draw out of man that which he seeks, for everything comes from within, not from without. Certainly just mentioned, if you don't go within, you're going to go without. You draw from within yourself that which you now want to express as something objective to yourself, meaning it's physical to yourself, it's tangible, something you're experiencing. Okay, so you go into yourself and something you want to express. So whatever you want to express, you have to first impress that upon your mind before it can be expressed, outwardly. All right. It says, you are Moses coming out of the plains of Moab. The word Moab is a contraction of two Hebraic words, mem and Ab, meaning mother, father. So Mem means mother, Ab means father. All right. And your consciousness is the mother, father. There is no other cause in the world. So Mohab is simply your awareness of being. Okay. That's all it really is. Your imagination. Okay. Your I amness, your awareness is this Mohab or mother, father. You are always drawing something out of it. The next word is Nebo. In your concordance, Nebo is defined as a prophecy. A prophecy is something subjective. It's not objective yet. It's just a state of being or a state of mind. Okay. If I say so and so will be, it is an image in my mind. It is not yet a fact. We must wait and either prove or disprove this prophecy. In our language, Nebo is your wish, your desire. Okay? It's unseen to the world. It's only seen by you, by your imagination, by your mind's eye. All right? Um, it is called a mountain because remember it says that he went onto the mountain of Nebo. So it is called a mountain because it is something that appears difficult to ascend and is therefore seemingly impossible to realize. Remember, Jesus said that if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can say to the mountain, be cast into the sea, and you will cast it into the sea. He's not talking about a literal mountain, as we once believed, coming up into the church and stuff like that. But this is psychologically speaking. In your own mind, you always see all of your desires as mountains. They are. Even if they're small desires or big desires or whatever the case may be, you see them as a mountain, okay? Something that you have to scale, something that you have to climb, something that you have to conquer, okay? It says, a mountain is something bigger than you are, it towers over you. Nebo personifies that which you want to be in contrast to that which you are. All right? So, whatever you are right now, it is your past. It's something that you already are. It's a past event. You are already it. But the Nebo, or your desire or wish, is future. It's something that you're envisioning, meaning within yourself. Envision, right? You're going within yourself and you are seeing it, but you are not yet it. So therefore, it is a prophecy. It is something to come, not already a fact. It went on to say that the word pisgah, by definition, is to contemplate. It says, Moses went onto the plains of Moab, meaning that he went to his consciousness. Remember, Moab means the mother, father. It is your awareness of being, your I amness. So the first thing you're going to do is go within. Okay. Moses is the power, within man, or represents a personification of the power in man to draw out of man, not anything else, to draw out of your own self that which he seeks. All right. And so the plains of Moab is your awareness of being, your imagination, your consciousness. All right. Onto the mountain of Nebo. So you first go into your consciousness, then you have a desire. Okay. You initiate a desire, which in this case is like a mountain. All right. Then to the top of Pisgah, meaning that you begin to contemplate. When you're contemplating, this is you climbing this mountain. Okay. You saw the mountain, your desire. Now you're contemplating, what I wonder how I'm going to get this thing to happen. I wonder when. Sometime even if, because you have doubts or fears or concerns. So it's not even a certainty, right? That is over against Jericho. Jericho is a fragrant odor. And when something is fragrant, you move towards it. Okay? It smells good. Maybe it's your mother's cooking. Smell real nice. Or it's a perfume or cologne or something very, flowery, nice. But it's you're moving towards it. So you're moving towards your desire. So it says that it's the pisgah means to contemplate, to imagine, to think, to orient yourself with the outcome or the experience should you succeed in this desire. And Jericho is a fragrant odor. And Gilead means the hills of witnesses. It says that Pisgah that is over against Jericho. Pisgah is to contemplate. You're going over towards Jericho. It's against Jericho. This is you going towards that fragrant odor. Your desire is a fragrant odor. And the Lord showed him all the land of Gilead. And Gilead means the hills of witnesses. And the last word is Dan, the prophet. So Dan, as in Daniel, who was named a prophet, right? That's why he was called a prophet, the prophet Daniel, because his name is Dan. Okay, and um, and so Dan is the prophet. You are prophesying to yourself about your desires that you've been contemplating, and we've all done it. I've told you many stories of things that I've contemplated and they came true, meaning that the prophecy came true. I prophesied about certain things or objectives, and in due time, the prophecy came true. I just told you about my friend who prophesied to himself, saying, I wish. No, he didn't say that. He said, that truck, I should be in that truck. You know, he was contemplating being in that truck within himself. Never told the guy, never knew the guy, never met the guy. But it just so happened that his best friend knows the guy. And he went and told him the story, and the connection was made. The connection here is the Gilead, meaning the hills of witnesses, which means that these are the individuals or the people or whatnot who are going to aid you in your desire. The hills of witnesses. Okay? Hills, generally in the Bible, means ascension, awareness, higher authority. I understand? Um, you're climbing in consciousness, hills. And the witnesses is just basically the higher awareness of how all the things that you're desiring or have desired are going to come into play. Who is going to carry them out? How and when? Or where? Not if. This is it's inevitable. It's not something that is probably going to happen or might happen. It's inevitable. It's not a possibility. It's already happened. As far as you are concerned, we just have not experienced the outcome as to how it came to be. But the prophecy is already within you. Now you just have to be faithful to the prophecy and it will play out. And this is the way how it is played out. Moses went up from the plains of Moab. Okay, went up, meaning he's climbing to consciousness. Notice how they said that he went up. Okay, from the plains of Moab, your awareness, mother, father, onto the main mountain of Nebo. He went onto his mountain, which is his desire, something that he finds difficult to 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 scale, something he finds difficult um um to make manifest because of his circumstances at the current time. It doesn't feel like it's even possible, but you need not to have anything um, to desire. In other words, if you desire a brand new house that's worth $1 million, even if you don't have the $1 million, your consciousness does not restrict you from imagining such a desire. You understand? That's amazing that you don't have to have the so-called money or um, qualifications, good credit, you name it, a job, to imagine seeing yourself in something like that. Your imagination is no respecter of person, so it does not care if you have the money or not. It's going to allow you to imagine because that is the first cause. Your awareness is what causes you to have the money, should you imagine and believe such a thing. Okay? It has ways you know not of. But the fact that you can imagine something like that and not having the substance, the money, the job, the business, whatever it's going to take to buy it, is profound because it is telling you right there that all of that stuff is not necessary. What's necessary is to first have the gall, the audacity to imagine such a thing, and then um, as you continue to imagine it or believe it or feel it, and then remain faithful to it, somewhere somehow it will put you in a place where this possibility and that possibilities this inevitability of your wish fulfill will come true. It will not fail you if you don't feel being persistent or being faithful um the entire time, so that's what they're saying here. Nebo being your mountain, your desire, Pisgah meaning the contemplation, the imagining, going to the end. You're going to, as Neville teaches us, you're going to go to the end of the wish fulfilled. You're going to go all the way to a point of the desire wherein you play it over and over again. Maybe it's buying a brand new car. You imagine yourself washing it. It's already in your parking on your parking lot or in your garage or something like that. You imagine yourself um, sitting behind the seat, sitting behind the steering wheel, admiring it, admiring the buttons on the dashboard. Just something that you never ask you to pick out and make that your focal point. And in time, that focal point would be realized. Um, after you've gone through, all of the ways in how to get your desire. You will then have that moment to experience that focal point. But it will be the focal point that caused everything to come together in the first place. Okay? So never ask you to pick one thing and focus on that and play it over and over in your mind, you know. And that right there will help to bring the desire, to fruition. Okay? It will bring the hills of witnesses, and the last word again is done, which is the prophet. So you are all these things that is going to going towards your desire. And um it says Moses was 120 when he died. There's a reason why they use that number. When I worked out the name Moses, the numbers of the name Moses, which is um Mem Shin He. The real name is Moshesh. Mem Shin He. When I worked out the numbers, it came to 12. 120 has the number 12 within it, 1 and 2. Okay? When you add 1 and 2, it becomes 3. 3 represents expression. Jesus died for 3 days, was resurrected. It means an expression. You plant your seed, your desire into your consciousness, you bury it there, it resurrects in 3 days. The expression, it's expression, right? So 3 represents expression. So Moses, there's a reason why he buried himself at the age of 120. So in the story, Moses did not enter the promised land because Moses is the past. Moses is the old man. As Serti was mentioning earlier, the angry old man who had to leave his anger behind so that he can get into good standing with the promised land, whatever that is. So he employed the services of Joshua, which means Jehovah saves or salvation, to salvage your situation. Okay? So he hires another personification of his consciousness by first dying to one, which is Moses, the old man, and buried him where no man knows till this day his sepulcher or his burying place till this day, because this is an inside job. So he buried Moses, which means to bury yourself psychologically, not physically, and then hire the services of another personification of your own mind. These are all characteristics or characters of the mind. And you let this guy carry out the rest of the drama. Joshua was the one who entered the promised land because he was not carrying the old man or the old hang-ups of Moses. Okay? So this is why Moses first had to go on top of the mountain and look over into the land of Canaan and saw the promised land. Canaan is the promised land. He saw it. This is you seeing your future from within your own consciousness. You envision it, you see it, but then you cannot take the old man into the future because that's what's hindering you. What is the old man? Your past beliefs that you are not good enough, that you are not wise enough, that you are black, that you are poor, you don't make enough money, nothing good ever happens to you or for you, you know. Um, what we say at Jamaica, born as a sufferer, all these foolishness that we've been taught to say, you know, and believe and hold on to these things as cultural. Um, these are the old man that you cannot use to aim to attain your desire, the promised land, because they contradict each other. They don't go together. They're opposite legs going opposite direction. They're not going the same direction. Walking right and going left, so to speak, or talking right and going and walking left. They have to be in one accord. So Moses had to write his obituary himself, because the only time you write an obituary or one is written for you is after you have passed on. You understand? So no man can write his own obituary. It can never happen. He can write like my name there, Muhammad Ali wanted to be carried around wherever he was at the time. This in that state, he wanted to be driven around for people to see him his last moments or whatever, before going under. He wrote that he wanted to be admired or seen, for the last time after he passed on, you know. But he couldn't write his own obituary. You understand? That's something that is done for you on behalf of you, but not by you. But in consciousness, in your own awareness, you can do that. That's the only place you can do it. By burying the old man, the old beliefs, the old hang-ups, the old limitations. Bury all of those from now. And then write how you're going to carry out, receiving your blessing, the promised land. And that's what Moses did. But again, guys, for those of you watching, or maybe watching this at some point, Moses is not a man that ever existed, never lived. Moses is your own consciousness within you. He's just a personification of your own consciousness. It's one of your many characteristics that we all have. You understand? And he was just used to demonstrate how to operate your mind in the event you desire to enter the promised land, which is your objectives. What desires do you have? This is how you go about doing it. So what we do here at the One Great I Am is tell these stories from a biblical, in the Bible, but not using the history of the Bible to tell it, but rather using the mystery, the 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 psychological aspect of it, which is the mystery. Okay. If we tell this as a historical thing, it will not make any sense if you have common sense. Okay, it will not make any sense. But in the sense of the mind or psychologically, everyone know will start to pick up on why it makes sense that way. Yes, sir, T.
Yeah, we always fall into problem whenever time we go away from the present tense.
Mm-hmm.
Anything at all. Even when you're reading the scriptures. If you read the scriptures and you see this as something that happened in the past in a yonder land away, then you've just pushed the power away from you into the past, into a yonder land away.
Yeah.
You have to make it a present tense thing. Everything that you're doing, you can never go wrong with taking it to. Remember, the present is the gift,
Yeah, but
The
that's not called a present.
present, that's why it's called a present.
Mm.
The present is the gift in all situations, in everything. If
Mm-hmm.
you can't bring it home right here as a present with you right now and make it make sense, then you leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I say? So that's why, let's say you live in a life here where you're fearing hell and destruction. Where's the hell and the destruction? The hell and the destruction is present right now. Right? If you eradicate the hell and the destruction you're going through now, that's where you elevate yourself above. Don't push it to a yonder thing and then stay here and fearing what's gonna come next. That's nonsense. Everything you have to harness everything into your present moment, because the present moment is all you have. The present breath, as important as a breath is, the present breath is the only one you have. You're not guaranteed the next one, and the last one can't help you anymore. You inhale and exhale that one day already, so it cannot help you anymore, and you're not guaranteed the next one.
Mm-hmm.
The only breath that is truly yours is the present one you're taking right now, and the only experiences and the only. Do you know what the things then we worry about? No man no worry about something that is currently happening. No matter our man's situation, even the man who on death row, he's not worrying about today,
Mm-hmm.
He's worrying about what's gonna happen next. If things remain as it is presently, he can't handle it. Because right now he's handling it.
But tomorrow's our worry about the future.
Because worry can only live in the future, man. You worry when you take yourself out of the present tense and put yourself in the future tense. That's what brings worry. Another word for worry is anxiety. Anxiety is because you're placing a thing at a place where you don't know you're putting it into the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. The past is the same thing. The past can only bring depression because all you can do with the past is regret it. Remember it and regret it. You can't fix it. You can't fix the past. The only thing you can do with it is remember it and regret it. But when you stay in the present, no matter how bad the past was, it didn't kill you because you're here in the present. And just leave the future alone. The Bible saying it in its own way. Worry not about the things of tomorrow. Tomorrow will deal with the issues of itself when tomorrow comes.
Mm-hmm.
Worry not about the issues of tomorrow. Tomorrow will deal with itself when tomorrow comes. There's nothing you can see. The only thing you can do with tomorrow that you should do with it is have a beautiful overview upon it.
Yeah.
Have a beautiful expectation. That's all you should do with tomorrow. Anytime you find yourself thinking about tomorrow and you're thinking about it fearfully, leave tomorrow and come back to today.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself thinking about tomorrow with a beautiful expectation, then you stay there and build on that expectation and make it as real as possible. But if you look into the future and you look into the future with fear, then that's your signal that you need to come back to the present
Mm-hmm.
and stay in the present and imagine a different future from the one we just scared you a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard for the free.
All in their mind enough it be a scholar or a
No.
or
Every man know what him want. Them not teach you that at school. You know what you want.
yeah, intuitively, you know.
Good. So when you see your future, see that.
Mm.
Not anything else. And if you start looking into your future, when you're looking into your future, in that moment for whatever you're going through emotionally, you can't see a bright future, then leave the future and come back to the present and sit in the present and get how do you come back to the present? Breath. Breath. Whenever you want to come back to, just remember breath. Come back to the present tense. Appreciate your breath. Listen to it. It make a sound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It make a sound. It's a silent sound, but it's a sound nonetheless. And for
Mm-hmm.
you to tune into it, your mind cannot be anywhere else because you have to listen. Because it's a still small voice. The breath is. That's a God in you, you know. If there's a God, no God, nothing else not there apart from that silent breath within you, you know.
The
You
wind.
can't you can't live without God, you can't live without that. God is what
Mm-hmm.
supplies you everything. That is what supplies you everything. Without
Mm-hmm.
that breath, starting from the very second you come here, that breath has been the God that has never left you or forsaken you.
Mm-hmm.
And the day it leave you, you have to leave. So whilst you're here, you give your reverence to that breath and you listen to it. Because once you're in attendance with that breath, then the tomorrow where you did not worry about, that has to go aside because your mind cannot focus on two things at the same time. So you bring yourself back to present. And remember, let me tell you, each time you come to present, no matter how long,
Mm-hmm.
some of the great CHM says 17 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
17 seconds of staying within, silence in the mind, and just focus on the breath. That's a winning moment that for you. Even if you don't do it for the rest of the day, you already won.
Yeah.
I would behoove you though to do it as purposefully and as often as you can. Now, every time you do it at bank, you're going to come back empty, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come out of the bank the empty. As you just went to the source of all things, which is the ancient higher self within.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ancient higher self within, and go to it knowing you go to yourself with confidence. You say, come before the throne boldly. What would you deny yourself? You wouldn't deny yourself nothing at all. So when you go to yourself for something, you're not have to wonder if you go get it. Yourself you ask for. You're just asking a version of yourself that already has it.
Yes.
A version of yourself that has it and has the power to bring it to this lower version of yourself that does not know how to do it. So when you approach yourself for the fulfillment of whatever your desire is, you step before the throne boldly. Boldly, not as a stepchild, not as an adopted child, as the very self of the one you're going to. I, you notice how Jesus asked him, Father. He not ask Father about, is this your will? Let it be. No, man. I'm not business about your will. This is my will. Let this be done. Man pray like that and say, well, God, if it is your will, so what you better ask for? If you're not an argument tonight.
I mean, you're not sure.
Jesus said, thank you
Instead
for
of
the
hope.
most difficult thing them said the man ever do was raising a four-day man out of the grave. You never go there and beg him and ask him, is this, I mean, God, will you do this? Is this within your plans? No, forget your plans. Me, I tell you what me want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for hearing me. I know that you always hear me. Lazarus, rise up and come forth.
That's it.
That's how you resurrect the desire that in you that had died. Because you had lost hope and faith tonight. So that's how you resurrect that thing there. By turning to yourself and tell yourself, thank you for bringing this forward. And I know you always do it. I don't know when, how, but watch it. Come forth. Come forth.
Just like
Sorry.
that.
Just like that, there's nowhere else to look. And you don't approach yourself fearfully, wondering if yourself are going to bring forth. What would you deny yourself?
Nothing.
I deny himself nothing good, brother. When you ask for something, ask for it as if you're asking yourself for it. Because it's in you. Out of you the desire come from. The desire didn't come from out somewhere and come to you. The desire comes from within you. Wherever the desire comes from, the fulfillment of the desire has to be same place. Because the fulfillment and the desire is one and the same. It's the inverse of each other. It's like the fruit and the tree. The fruit can't come from nowhere else except half of the tree. And the tree can't come from nowhere else except out of the fruit. It's one and the same. So when
Yeah.
you go to yourself, you're going to yourself for something that you desire, you don't know how to bring it forward, but you know that yourself already has it because
Yes.
it came from yourself. A simple maths, man.
Simple like that. Easy does it.
Easy does it. That fear is what is stopping you.
Yeah.
Because you have asked God so many times and Him not deliver to you.
Lack of faith.
Listen to me. We walk and tell liar all day long, my God has never failed me. Liar tell. Check your bank account and you know. Enough man when I say my God has never failed me. If you check my bank account, you know about that line there. And God know you want money and you want it. That's why you work every day. That's why you work overtime. So no feel him, I feel you right. So look on all what you do just to have a little security in case something happen. And how you think I feel you? The one where you look tough for bring it forward. Now I'm telling you to look to yourself.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Knowing that, just ask yourself, if I had the power to make this happen, would I make it happen?
Yeah.
All right, good. That's your answer. So now I'm telling you that you do have the power to make it happen. And we're explaining to you how to apply that power. Knowing that you're not making it happen, you're just going to experience what has already happened.
Yeah.
You're just going to experience what has already happened.
Yeah, just getting an insight,
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, let me show you something. Let's say, let's use a poor example. Them say, Obia man can make things happen, right?
Yeah.
Not tell her what kind of wish Obia man me that go to if me was going to a Obia man. Luckily, I'm my own alchemist. Me, I'm my own Obia man. But I want a good we use for Obia for work.
Yeah.
But let's say there was an Obia man where them says can do all things, and there's another one around there where them say can do all things. You know which one of them me go trust and go to? The one when I charge nothing. The man where for free.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, when you come to yourself to use this alchemy power where we are talking about, to go within, get the result and express it without, it costs you nothing. Scripture say, come, buy meat without money. And this is what I talk about. That's what I talk about. Even when you go to church, you have to pay tithes, you have to pay for. And you might get it or you might not get it. I'm telling you, say, go to the one when I charge you. Cost you nothing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, man. That's how you know the true. That's how you know the true power. Any power where you go charge your money, then that power is fearful of running out of power. That's why they collect up money. That power is fearful of running out of power. That's why they collect money. The true power is just there. Apply it, use it. That's it.
Your birthright. You didn't buy it. Didn't cost anything. You came here, with it.
The truth that sets you free can't be sold,
Can't be bought.
can't be bought. It rises from your chest. It's remembered, not taught. No man can teach you this. All a man can do is remind you and decide that you remember or you don't.
When you're ready.
When you're ready, you go remember.
Yeah, when you're ready, I gotta remember. Sometimes you're not ready. That's what certainly when I used to invite to the church to become Christians, we always say, when they're ready to get saved, I see everything, but it's just a different.
Yeah, you're not ready for remember.
You never really remember. We never really forget save.
Yeah, because when you remember, you're saved.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
remembrance is the salvation.
yeah,
Because the sin was the forgetfulness.
yeah.
The sin was the forgetfulness. The remembrance is the salvation.
Mhm.
That's why no man can save you. Because no man can remember for you.
Yeah,
No man can save you. Because no man can remember for you. You have to remember.
yeah.
No man cannot save you. Neither no man present on the earth or no being present in the sky. Nobody can save you. And nobody can dead for you neither. Because if a man couldn't born for you and him can't live for you,
Yeah.
him can't dead for you neither. You had to have your own birth, you have to have your own death. No man can dead for no man, brother.
uh, Jesus died for our sins.
Yeah.
No, you have
Why do you still have to die? If a man pay your debt for you, why do you still have to pay it? It's either did the man pay the debt or not.
probably gave him a promissory note.
Well, we know what a promise is and who it comforts.
Right? That's right. Don't be a fool, guys. The story we're telling here is Moses dying for himself. You understand? Notice that's what Moses is doing. He died for himself. Didn't have to have God or Jesus or anyone come and do it for him. He had to do it for himself, as Sir T is saying. So let's break down this now what Never says. Never's giving his interpretation of everything here about the story. Never said, no, put them all together in a practical sense and see what the ancients tried to tell us. As I stand here, having discovered that my consciousness is God, and that I can and that I can by simply feeling that I am what I want to be, transform myself into the likeness of that which I am assuming I am. I know now that I am all that it takes to scale this mountain. Sir T just mentioned it. You are all that it takes. You don't need a God in the sky or one that died for you some 2,000 plus years ago named Jesus in order to do this. You are all these characters. First and foremost, you are the most high. You are God. You are the awareness, the I amness. That is where you start first. That's where Moses started first. He first went to the plains of Moab, the mother, father, your consciousness. He says, define my objective. I do not call it Nebo. I call it my desire. But the old ancient people call it Nebo. Whatever I want, that is my Nebo. That is my great mountain that I am going to scale. I now begin to contemplate it, for I shall climb to the peak of Pisgah. Pisgah. Pisgah again means to contemplate. Okay, according to Never right here, it means to contemplate. Right, so you're going to climb all the way to the peak. I must contemplate my objective in such a manner that I get the reaction that satisfies. If I do not get the reaction that pleases, then Jericho is not seen, for Jericho is a fragrant odor. When I feel that I am what I want to be, I cannot suppress the joy that comes with that feeling. I must always contemplate my objective until I get the feeling of satisfaction personified as Jericho. So what Neville is saying here is that when the feeling comes, or feeling of satisfaction, that is when you are seeing or entering into Jericho. Then I do nothing to make it visible in my world, for the hills of Gilead, or Gilead, meaning men, women, and children, the whole vast world round about me, come bearing witness. They come to testify that I am what I have assumed myself to be, and I'm sustaining within myself. When my world conforms to my assumption, the prophecy is fulfilled. Okay, and that's what it says right here, that you go from the land from the hills of Gilead, which means hills of witnesses. And the last word is Dan the prophet. So now you know your prophecy. When you reach to Dan, that is when the prophecy is fulfilled. Okay. If I now know what I want to be and assume that I am it, and walk as though I were, I become it. And becoming it, I so completely die to my former concept of self that I cannot point to any place in this world to say that is where my former self is buried. I so completely died that I defy posterity to ever find where I buried my old self. Because your old self is internally, it's an internal existence. It's not outward, it's not outside. Nobody can find where you buried the old self. You have no sepulcher, you have no tombstone, you have no grave. You understand? It's an inside job. So no one can ever find it. We'll ever find it till this day. There must be someone in this room who will so completely transform himself in this world that his close immediate circle of friends will not recognize him. For 10 years, I was a dancer, dancing in Broadway shows in Vanderbilt, nightclubs, and in Europe. There was a time in my life when I thought I could not live without certain friends in my world. I would spread a table every night after the theater and we would all dine well. I thought I could never live without them. But now I confess I could not live with them, for never had changed. We have nothing in common today. And when we met, we did not we when we met, we do not purposely walk on the opposite side of the street, but it's almost as if, that's what it really is. Um, I so died to that life that as I meet these people, they cannot even talk of the old times. But there are people living today who are still living in the state, getting poorer and poorer. They always like to talk about the old times. They never buried that old man at all. He is very much alive within their world. Here's where he breaks down Moses. He says Moses was 120 years old, a full, wonderful age, as 120 indicates. And the Bible talks about that. 1 plus 2 plus 0 equals 3. So you add these in single numbers or individual numbers. 1 plus 2 plus 0 equals 3. All right. And the numerical 1 plus 1 plus 0 equals 3. And 3 is a numerical symbolism or symbol of expression. I am fully conscious of my expression. My eyes are undimmed and the natural functions of my body are not abated, which means that, you are not dead and your eyes are not dim, not closed. You're fully functional. I am fully conscious of being what I do not want to be. Okay? So you're conscious of being the old man, but you no longer want to be the old man. So now you have to be conscious of being the new man, but you have to first consciously deny or consciously bury the old self or die to the old self. Either way. He said, but knowing this law by which a man transforms himself, I assume that I am what I want to be and walk in the assumption that it is done. Yes, sir, T.
All right, good. So we get to the where you're conscious of being the old man that you are that you
So
no longer desire to
no
be.
longer want to be, yes.
Good. You're conscious of being the old man that you no longer desire to be. You're also now aware of the new man.
Yeah.
That's why you no longer desire to be the old man,
Aha.
because you are aware of the new man, but
Mhm.
you are not you're not living as the new man. You're still living as the old man because you're trying to ride two horses.
Yeah.
You're trying to ride two horses. Now,
Mhm.
how do you get past that bridge of now transforming yourself into the new man. What are you gonna do with this old man? Well, the first thing you do with the old man, you need to learn and accept in yourself who that old man really is. The old man is not you.
Who you were.
And the way to prove that the old man is not you is to consciously, purposefully go silent and observe him.
Mm-hmm.
If you can observe him, then he's not you, because the observer and the observed cannot be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can observe the old man, don't judge him, don't cast any assumptions. Just be still and see how the old man wants to do his own thing. Even if you try to stay focused or stay in the silence for a little while,
Yeah.
quickly the old man jumps up again because he's trying to show his preeminence. It's
Mm-hmm.
your ego. The old man is your ego. What you're really trying to do, is to get out of your ego self, which is the old man,
Yeah.
and start to acquaint yourself with your higher self, which is the new man.
Mm-hmm.
But the old man won't die,
Yeah.
because old habits die hard. Actually, they don't die at
Hard to
all.
hard to kill.
Good. So what you do with the old man is observe him, and don't purposefully don't respond or react the way you normally would. You watch your old self get angry over a situation. Don't judge yourself. Just observe yourself and ask yourself one simple question:
Mm.
why? Why am I behaving like that? And you know why? You're gonna answer the question yourself, because you're gonna know the answer. Why you're behaving like that? You're behaving like that because you're making all your decisions based on the emotions of that ego self. The ego self is all emotions.
Mm-hmm.
The ego self does everything based on emotions because of how I feel. So then
Yeah.
you turn to the other side, to the higher self.
Hmm.
The higher self only feels one feeling: love. The higher self loves everything. That's why it will stay there and watch you suffer in your fruitage of your lower self that you brought onto yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the higher self will love that too. Nah, feel sorry for you. Nah, bail you out it. Nothing at all. It's just gonna sit there and observe you.
Yeah.
That's all the I would have believed in a God if them tell me say God observe and don't do nothing at all. As far as I know, if there's a God somewhere, that's all he might do. He may not see him do nothing else. I would believe in God if them tell me say God observes and does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the higher self really does.
Yeah.
It observes and it does nothing. And if you start moving towards it, it start moving towards you. If you
Mirror.
start making yourself known to the higher self will start make itself known to you.
Draw nigh unto me.
And I will draw nigh unto you. So
Mm.
the way to put that old man to subjection is by observation. Because the more you observe him, the more you're gonna be able to separate yourself from him and realize, but me and you are not the same. I'm watching you do some things that I have no desire to do. So who are you?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you observe your lower self from this. Because when you're observing the lower self, what standpoint, what viewpoint are you observing it from? From the viewpoint of the higher self. You're observing your lower self from the viewpoint of the higher self. Just pause. Sometimes you're about to do something, stop mid sentence, mid action. Just stop and say, watch him. Watch this boy. You understand? You know, change. Watch him and call him out. You understand? I say, call him out like, watch ya. Yeah. That is all. That listen. It's like a magician on the beach where I collect $10 to do magic trick, and you figure out what him do. Once you start
Mm.
calling him out, you know what I want to do this anymore.
Nope.
Good. That's what you do. Call out your lower self. Stop protecting the ego. You should be embarrassing the ego every chance you get. Call out yourself. Call out instead of go out there, call out people and call out people fault them. Call out yourself. That's how
Mm-hmm.
you get rid of him. Call him out. That's how you get rid of him. That's how you separate yourself from him. Now, is that lower self necessary? Yes. That's why you won't die. We will never die.
Yeah, and kill Satan.
Can't kill Satan.
Mm.
Tell God to try. Can't kill Satan. Story done if you kill Satan. You can't kill your lower self. If you kill your lower self, you're dead because you need your lower self. Your lower self, your body is a part of your lower self, you know.
Mhm.
When a man commits suicide, what you think him do? A killing him, say him a killing his lower self, you know.
Mhm.
He not kill nothing. All him do come back right as with the same emotions them eventually again.
Mhm. Yeah, when you fail the class, you have to repeat.
You have to repeat it.
Never see a pass a class, you fail.
So this is something that you should practice, my friends. Just like how you go in within purposefully and spend some time with your higher self, go in and observe your lower self.
Mhm.
Observe your lower self. Observe his motives. Why is he so nice? Is he nice because he's just a nice person, or is he nice because he wants people to be nice to him? And most of the times, that's the reason. But when you've truly found yourself, you're gonna be nice for the sake of being nice because you know you're not running out of resources because you found the factory.
Mhm.
So you can be nice just for the sake of being nice, not because you want people to be nice to you. Because you found a friend where you don't really need nobody. Everybody needs somebody, you know, but not any particular person. Because once you found yourself, it doesn't matter who you lose. Because you're not going to lose everybody. And you found a friend will stick close. Once you found yourself, brother, you can truly be yourself. You can't be yourself until you find yourself.
Yeah, that's
Find
true.
yourself. Find yourself. And you can only find yourself within yourself. There's nowhere else to look. You could have prayed like a more, no God can't save you from yourself. Religious people in church will speak in tongues and do the most things, and they are the most prophetic and the most holy and the most righteous and the Holy Ghost fire and whatever they do, which is fine, good.
Mhm.
But when they don't do that at church, they must still have to go and go deal with themselves.
Yeah.
When you're alone and the silence speak, that is your truth. That is your peace. You still have to get back to yourself. You could have a million Jesus, brother. You still have to come back to yourself.
I always have to draw back within.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
do it voluntarily. Go within, find yourself, observe yourself, don't criticize yourself. The false image of yourself, that is your ego. That was built, and I know you have nurtured it through the years, but you weren't the one that built it. The people that raised you, I didn't build that ego there in you. So don't
Mhm.
judge yourself feet. Just observe it and ask yourself why. Why do I do this?
Mhm.
Why do I think like that? Why am I allowing this to make me feel like this? What? And you observe, and the more you're observing it, you're realizing that, oh, so I am not it. I am not it. Because you cannot observe. The observer and the observed cannot be the same thing.
Mhm.
You are a pure consciousness, unattached to anything at all. That's what you truly are.
Mhm.
And it is the attachment that is killing you. Attachment is the root of all suffering. You can't lose nothing if you're not attached to nothing.
True.
You can't lose nothing if you're not attached. Nothing is yours, not even your life. Just live. That come out of a song where an artist named Jobet um have out here.
Mhm.
Nothing is yours, not even your life. Just live. Don't attach yourself to anything at all. One day a day will start without you. That's the next line of the song. So
That day
one
will start
day
right there.
a day will start without you. I sat and I observed that on the 29th day of May, a couple of weeks ago. And it was just so, I said, oh, so since the 16th day of March 1939, when my father born, today, the 29th day of May, is the first time a day ever start without him.
Mhm.
And one day that's going to be you.
Mhm.
One day a day will start without you. So everything that you keep attaching yourself to talking about my children, my house, my kids, your sister, none of that was yours. Nothing is yours, not even your life. Just live.
Mhm.
Just live.
Life was made for living, them say.
All right.
But we've been conditioned to worry about where we go after we have lived in this life. We've been conditioned to worry about life after death. You know, what him name Biggest Smalls have an album named Life After Death. And that has been the biggest scam that has plagued our consciousness almost all of our lives, ever since we became, as them said, sensible. You know, we've been conditioned to worry about life after death, thereby not ever living. We've never lived. We are alive, but never lived.
But
Yeah.
Sir Chris,
Worry about where we go after we leave this place.
there
Yeah.
is enough to figure out about life during life for you to be over here trying to figure out life after that. There's
Hmm.
so much that we haven't figured out about life during life.
Yeah.
How you think you're going to stay over life? Yes, I want to figure out what will happen after that. Leave that alone, just like you had nothing to do with coming here. You have nothing to do with what happened next. You didn't have to be here.
Yeah, we work.
You
We
just
work.
find yourself here.
You work itself out.
It will work itself out. My thing is, wherever you were before you came here, that's what you become when you leave here.
Yep.
All right, good. Did you have a problem before you came here?
No.
We don't remember that neither. Good. And so is everyone.
Hmm.
Just live. There is a day when you started this experience, I'm calling it day when you're born, and there's a day when this experience will transform to something else the day you leave. Just stay within them two parameters there and live every day. And do not be an agitator to anything in anybody's life. Just live in harmony with everything, and everything will be in harmony with you. Because what you give is what you get.
Hmm.
No fight, no fight you. No chase down, no chase you down. Just live. And the most important thing to do in this life is breathe. That's one thing you must do. It's the only thing you must do. You must
You
breathe.
don't have to be conscious to do it either.
You don't have to be conscious to do it, but I tell you what, there is power in doing it consciously.
Oh yeah.
Since you figure out that is the one thing that you have to do, put some attention to it and have some respect. Whether you should respect your breath more than you respect God.
A true one.
Wrong if you say that. Without that breath, does God matter if you don't have that breath? You should respect your breath and reverence your breath.
Hmm.
And don't do anything to agitate your breath, like things like getting angry and becoming. From a medical standpoint, when a man becomes worried, his respiration speed up. That's why it leads him to a panic attack. Don't agitate your breath. Anything at all that's causing you to lose breath is not good for you. Loud shouting and all these kind of things. No. Reverence that breath because it's the gift that brought you in and it is the gift that you lay down when you leave. It was the gift that was handed to you when you entered, and it is the gift that you lay down when you leave. It's the most important thing in your existence. Don't waste your breath being sad and being, feeling disenfranchised and just feel, no, it's too precious a gift. It's too precious a gift. Go to it often. Listen to your breath. Stay at your breath and observe yourself. Stay at your breath and observe others without judging them, just observing. That's what you truly are here to do, is to observe and transform. You observe something, even in somebody else's world. You observe a man out there, so the man is unemployed, not going for him. You know he wants to be employed. He has a family to feed. Keep coming to you, borrow money all the time. So observe him in that light and then see him in a higher light while at your breath. At the entrance of each breath is where all your power come. Every power from heaven, where you can imagine. All of that is enveloped in each breath that you take in. But you just take the breath for granted and keep breathing and going on. That's why there is no power being shown. You can breathe in health and breathe out disease. You can breathe in wealth and breathe out poverty. Okay. I wanted to say to what degree you do it. And keep in mind now, wealth I mean, so you want to hold money put on in your bank, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Song not come out yet. Nothing is everything. I think you hear it already, Circus.
Yeah.
Wealth is not having everything. This is one line I sang. So wealth is not having everything. It's the lack of wanting anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when you breathe in wealth and breathe out poverty, what you're breathing in is the awareness of having everything, and breathing out the folly of thinking that you want anything. That's what true power is. True power and true wealth is not what you have put on, is knowing that whenever time you need it, it'll come. Just like whenever you're not no breath put on no way, brother. You're not breath put on no way.
Mm-hmm.
But when you need it, it'll come, and you're sure say it'll come. Or at least you feel like you're sure.
Yeah, yeah. You trust. You trust.
Sure to the point where you take it for granted.
You have absolute faith. Yeah, and you do.
That's how you wanna take it for granted. So the next time you need to pay that bill, the other bill, it's gonna be there just like how the next time you need to take a breath, it was there, even though you couldn't look and see it.
No
When you're
doubt.
looking at your account, in your breath account, you're not seeing a breath put down there, brother. But you know it there.
Infinite.
It's because of the confidence that the breath is gonna be there. That's why it's there.
Yeah.
The man who has given up on life, him start feel like he breath now go there no more, and before long it's not there. And him
A,
gone.
a real talk. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They've actually done studies with that.
So I work in death and dying. Me see when people put on them life.
Mm-hmm.
They put it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot,
It's so it is. So it is with every.
your father just went through that.
Yeah, willingly, man.
Your
Willingly lay
father,
it down, man.
your father said, "He might wait till you and Mark show up,
Yeah,
and as soon as you show up,
the man lay it down, and he was able to tell us that
man,
he's
tell us
that's
that
all right.
the train will leave now."
Yeah, man. It was about to buckle his seatbelt because the train
Yeah.
is about to leave. I got the man gone.
Yeah.
So that's how we have the power to be confident, because there is a there is a there's a resource, brother, a reservoir over there, so with everything that you think say you want, and it is bountiful, endless. You're not tapping into it because your things say you not deserve. Yeah, you're not tapping into it because your things say somebody else have to give you access to it. Somebody else have to grant it. A brother named God where you ask, please. No, don't ask God, please. Tell self thanks.
Yeah.
Don't ask God, please. Tell self thanks.
Before you have asked, I have already given it
Correct.
unto thee. You understand? Your consciousness is ever knocking at the door.
Yeah, man.
All you have to do is open.
Separation and lack is what, you know, is killing us, because we believe in separationism, because we think that there is something that is different from us. We think that there's a God who is different from us. So right away you short circuit the power. And lack, you feel like said the resources is gonna run out. So it run out. You feel like there is not enough for everybody, so it's gonna run out on you. There is enough for everybody. Just like, brother, what me say the most important thing? Breath. 9 billion a we, and one 9 billion a we can inhale same time, and the resources don't get depleted. There is enough of everything. If there is enough of the most important thing, why you think there is not enough of the less important things? Because we think say money more important than breath.
Yeah.
So with confidence, the breath is gonna be there, but with confidence, the money is gonna be there. Even though we can't see the breath reserve, we can't see it and see what level it there if it go out. We can't, but we know it there. But we're looking at your account and tell us there's no money in India, and no money and no money and no money. And not only money, anything else.
Mm.
Health, you can't live forever. I was talking to somebody the other day with just keep every minute panic. My guy, doctor, can me feel this? You can't live forever. If you never want dead, you shouldn't born. you can't live forever and you can't be just expecting illnesses to the point where everything panic you. Then you draw the illness to yourself.
Yeah. Hmm.
One day, a day is gonna start without you. And it is likely say an illness is gonna cause it. I'd rather it be an illness than an accident.
Mm.
One day, a day is gonna start without you. Get comfortable with it. Where you go to? Where you go to?
Mm.
Get peaceful with that. Because you think that life is a resource that's gonna run out on you. That's why you're so worried about it.
Mm.
Nothing can, nothing that exists can ever unexist. If life exists, life always exists. If life exists, life always exists. I don't know about any. When them tell us who believe in Jesus shall not perish but have eternal life. I don't know of any other kind of life except eternal. So the man don't believe what kind of life him go have. Them tell us hey, to go eternal, because they tell us ain't go burn in a hell forever. That's a scare tactic. They
Yeah.
know very well that the only life that exists is eternal life.
Yeah.
So why you promise me something we already exist? We don't have no option of that. I forget. Eternal life.
Hmm.
Because life only exists in one form. Life was never created, can never be destroyed. Who did our create life? Wouldn't it be a man who is alive or whoever the thing is? Whatever is going to create life, doesn't it first have to be alive? So life cannot be created. Life cannot be
Hmm.
destroyed. Because as long as life exists over there, even if it doesn't exist over here, then life still exists.
Yeah.
A man die, a cow calf born. Life. Get comfortable with life and take life. Stop deceiving yourself and expecting it to be any different. Stop thinking that Jesus is coming. We're not seeing no evidence of that. You are going. Every man is going. That's what we see evidence of. We
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
every man going. We don't see nobody coming. We're not seeing Jesus coming.
This is why you're asked to believe because you don't see no evidence of this God, Jesus returning. You're asked to believe.
Yes.
But they call themselves believers, so that is what they hang their hats on is belief. Because if they ever lose their belief and Jesus come, that'll get them supper. So they're forced to believe whether it is true or not. Because it's like what I'm saying, um, what do I have to lose if I hold on to a lie and it turns out to be a lie, or if I hold on to a lie and it turns out to be true? The at least I will hold on just in case. It's a just in case thing.
It's a just in case thing.
Yeah,
I
just
was
in
I
case
was I
they're
was
right.
watching I was watching the funeral of a young man yesterday. A young man from a community. I don't know him well because he's only 32 years old and I've been gone for a long time. But I know him family well. Him father,
Mhm.
I'm a classmate from school. Him mother, I'm a friend. I know them.
Mhm.
32 years old. By all appearances, good young man. Died of a natural cause. And they're at the funeral, and I'm listening to the funeral, and the preaching is going on, and everybody is being implored to give your life to Jesus because Jesus is coming soon. And I'm thinking to myself, said, this 32-year-old Virginia, Jesus was coming soon before him born, Him born come hear that, because I'm old and 32 and me come. So Jesus was coming soon before him born, and him born and come live and dead, and Jesus is still coming soon. But let's put some let's put a definition to soon. What we call soon?
So
Because if
this
something is going to happen soon, we
it's
expect it to happen in my lifetime.
it's supposed to happen while you are here or quickly at some point. It
All
shouldn't
right.
be a long time forever waiting for this thing. Soon should
All
mean
right. So to make yourself
near,
more
very
believable,
near,
then
near.
to make yourself more believable, then just say Jesus is coming and take off his soon after it. At least let's start here. Because the soon happen. We not see it, brother. I'm just saying all these things to show you how we have stooped ourselves into a believism where we'll whenever time you find yourself lying to yourself, you're in problems, man.
Mhm.
To believe those things, you have to lie to yourself because you yourself know you're not seeing that. But it's out of fear. And I'm saying fear not. Just live. If Jesus go come, make him come, because you can't know about it. If him go come, make him come. Because you can't do nothing about it.
So if him come now, how would I there watch them big screen TV and drive all these nice cars and having all these experiences? What is sense?
But I want to show you a thing. The girl will just get married. The girl who is about to get married. She a get married wedding plan already and she a married
Yeah.
her. She a married August or June. August coming up here.
Uh-huh.
She could have been the biggest evangelist in the church. She not want you know about no Jesus to come soon. You know.
Yeah, because she want to get married.
Worse if she already and she get married and she
And she
pregnant and go have
pregnant.
her first baby. And me no want the man with just you saying winning last one, he might collect ticket, he might collect him money next week. The man don't want no good news you tell him when you tell him about no Jesus to come soon.
And I'm an evangelist, you know why, you know?
These are
Yeah.
the things I'm sure I said. Just be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Just be true to
Yeah.
yourself.
The man who's dying, um, or going through some earthly, bad situation. He can't wait for God come. He want God come because he want to get over him. He want going to heaven. You understand?
Yes.
He wants to go to heaven. So he can't wait. But meanwhile, he has a son or daughter who just had their first child, or who's getting married, or who just graduate from college, is about to start their career. They don't want to get about that. So it cannot be something that is universal, meaning that everybody is experiencing this return. You understand?
No, it don't work so.
It don't work like that. This is an individual thing. Okay? Jesus is going to return for you. Not for everybody. Okay? That is your belief. And so that is only going to affect you. If I have no if I don't pay attention to that, it's not going to affect me one bit. It's not going to benefit me paying attention to that.
We just have to get comfortable with the process of life and know that we've had many births and many deaths. You were born into your father's lines, first birth. Again, your father born with you inside him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You never entered your mother until your father put you there. But your
Mm-hmm.
father was born with you inside of him. So you were born in your father many moons ago, as far as your mind, because you did born in your grandfather too. And your great grandfather, and it's called a gene. So that was first birth. And then
Mm-hmm.
you had to die from your father's loins to be born into your mother's womb. Meaning when your father ejaculated millions of uno, and you survive. So you
Yeah.
had to die from your father's lines, find yourself in a channel, in a tube, just afloat, and so you die from your father's lines, born in
Mm-hmm.
your mother's womb. Then you had to die from your mother's womb to be born into this earth. And you see him one, Don't think you were any less you when you were in your great grandfather's lines than you are right now. Check
Mm-hmm.
the DNA and we tell us that you. It was you.
And this
So
this
we've had many births and many deaths and nothing for fear. It's
and
a
this and this
process.
this world is a womb. Mother Earth, them call it.
Mother Earth
This is
is
a
a
womb.
womb and you have to die out of this womb to
Yeah,
enter into another world.
yeah.
And just like how you never know the world of your mother's womb while you were in your father's loins, you never know the world of your mother's womb. But that's where you were going next. And when you were in your mother's womb, you never knew this world. But that's where you were going next. And you're in this one and you don't know the next one. But that's where you're going next.
Mm-hmm.
Just a process. Just like, listen, the hardest part where you're nearly dead, should have dead, was when billions of your brother them and sister them dead off another sperm cell and you one survive. Lucky, you're lucky, nearly dead. And if you make it through that, you will make it through.
And if it did that, I don't know nothing.
And if you're dead and I know nothing, millions of brother and sister dead off in this one, and you survive.
It's not nothing. I miss nothing. Yeah, all right.
Good.
You can't miss what you never experience.
That's what it is. It's a
Yeah.
simple it's a simple process. Void of all the indoctrination where man I tell you, and the man will tell you that him no everything where man I go tell you for something where somebody else.
Yeah, it's
Any
just a
man go tell us in the
regurgitation.
beginning this and that. That's how somebody else said. You are only repeating it. None of we know proof and
You
and
don't,
nobody will ever have any proof of any of that.
you don't
You're
know.
just saying what somebody else said.
You
What we are
don't
talking
know.
about now is what everybody know.
Mhm.
You know what is the big difference? The belief thing is just what somebody said. Nobody can prove it. While the knowledge thing is a thing, it's a basic thing where everybody know. When a man was say where human being come from and your beliefs say this and your beliefs say that's how you believe. Everybody know where human being come from. You see it happen every day.
Every day.
So work with where you know.
Yeah.
Not tell yourself and wonder so what. No, work with where you know. You see how it happens. You see how human being born, man and woman get together, have sex, woman get pregnant, baby born. Same thing
And,
with animal.
and the cycle goes on and on, you know? So there's no mystery to it when you look at it like that. There's no
There's no
mystery.
mystery. There's no mystery to it. You go look further. The biology, it explain to you that yeah,
Egg and the
you know
sperm.
the egg and sperm, and you know that the egg needs the sperm to fertilize it. So that means that the existence was in the sperm before it entered the egg. It's simple. You always are float around in a generational spine. You were always floating around in a generational spine. If
Mm.
Adam was, if the biblical Adam was created, well, you did in him when he create. Otherwise, you couldn't reach her.
Mm.
You did in him. I don't know no
Mm.
Adam, I know my father, not even my grandfather, I don't know. I no born come see him. I know my father.
Yeah.
And without a DNA test, I can tell you assuredly that man is my father.
Yeah.
Good. Natural. So that's where I came from. I don't have to look
Yeah.
nowhere else and wonder where I come from.
Nope.
Good.
You seed from bird, you seed with
Yeah,
your
so
own experiences.
don't delude yourself trying to figure out something where you already know.
Hmm. Yeah, you're taught to believe, you know, assumptions, people are just assuming that these biblical stories are true. You understand? They're just making an assumption say true. Them not know. That's why you're always driving around, going around looking for proof, looking for evidence, and making up evidence and stuff like that to justify their assumptions or suspicions or hopes. I even you said one time, Certi, that people literally believe that hope, I should say, that for those of us who does not believe will go to hell so that we will believe while we are while, while we are in hell. Because that's what's going to prove that they were right all along. So in other words, they they hope for your demise in order to be right. That's not godlike. Because your Jesus is a man where them say love everybody. But here you are hoping the man who does not love Jesus, same suffer.
But not only the man who don't love Jesus. Remember, say they have denominations in a religion, you know.
That don't believe in Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, the Baptist will tell you assuredly, say the Presbyterian a guy. Now here are two guys where both love Jesus but hate each other. And none of the two of them has never seen Jesus, but them see each other every day. I know a couple, good people, them, decent, good people, them want me love. Both of them
Different
are my
creeds.
schoolmate them.
Yeah.
Married couple, they've been together forever too. And they go to two separate churches. And the wife has told me that if her husband don't change that religion and don't change this Father, Son, and Holy Ghost thing, he's gonna go to hell. And she said she worried for her husband because he's gonna go to hell. And the husband said the same thing. He said, if his wife don't leave that New
But
Testament church,
Jesus' name.
yeah, she's that Jesus name church, Shiloh
Jesus'
Apostolic
name,
Church.
yeah, yeah.
She is gonna go to hell.
Mm.
So here we are. Here are two people that both love Jesus. Jesus is the background of the earth. They both love Jesus. They both hate. Each other. Technically, if you see a man, if at least you hate the man's view of Jesus.
Yeah.
Yet none of the two of us ever met Jesus and the two of them love each other. What is
Mhm.
that? What confusion is that?
Indoctrination. That's how you
Doctrine.
can.
In doctrine. And where you think it all started? Wife did live a Kendall when she a little girl, and Shiloh a apostolic church, they are Kendall. So that's how she go. Virgin did live at this, so different part, so theme thing. At that church, him go. Where you born? So where you born? I go decide that for your brother. You couldn't decide where you go born and which church your mother goes in you. If you were born somewhere else or something else, you'd have believe.
You could have born in a China and be a Buddhist,
At
you
the,
know.
at the at the funeral again, I heard the lady who was preaching saying, and then she said several times, she repeated, she said, let me repeat this. A life without Jesus means nothing. It is. I mean, I said to myself, go tell the man down in Vietnam that. The
Mm.
man down in Vietnam with an imbani and no Jesus thing by year about and he must succeed like everybody else. And he must, go tell him that. What do you mean by a life without Jesus means nothing? You have many people all over the world who know nothing about that and them life means something. What is that? But it's just the pride, the arrogance
Yeah.
that comes from something you believe. Can you think about that? You have so much arrogance and so much gusto about something that you believe to the point where you're condemning everybody else based on something you believe.
Hmm. I was asked about the Indians or the indigenous people rather that lived there all over the world, all over this continent prior to the English coming here with Jesus concept.
Yeah.
Never hear about Jesus.
What about them?
So when them dead and gone, now, what happened to them? And you cannot tell me that they will be saved because they did not know. Well, I should have born at that time to then, so that I would not be subjected to having to to know, so I can condemn my soul. You understand? Why am I born now and they born and then born at that time?
Yeah, so they were born in a free age where you can get away with the free because
Yeah,
you just not know.
that is partiality right there. Nobody can escape it. That's like you telling me, say, if I was born in those days, I would escape death. But because I'm born now, I'm going to die. What kind of foolishness? Nobody can escape it. You understand? That is a just experience, you know. It 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 is respect to have no persons. Be or old, man or woman, you understand? Animals, vegetation, nobody can escape it. But it's almost like, with that example is like you telling me that if long as I did not know, then I'm free or saved. Well, I wish I was born at that time so I wouldn't have to know. Certainly, there's a scripture, there's a scripture that mentions something like that in the New Testament.
Repeat the premise or the scripture.
There's a scripture that says something about if a man did not know. It says something about if a man did not know, then he would not be
Yeah, man.
I know never talked about
Yeah, no,
something.
no, man. There's a scripture to say to him that knows to do good and does it not, to him it is sin. I know of
Mm,
that scripture that says, to him that know to do good and know and does it not, to him it is sin.
yeah.
Which, of course, the other side of that would be the man that does not know better. Then to him it is not sin.
Ah, there you go. Right? There you go.
Yeah, but that's partiality. So where you bless, where you
Yeah.
give me that knowledge, Jeff, so you can't sin me. Me name want know, me name tell us me want know nothing, brother.
Yeah.
Since you go forgive the man there because him not know, then me name tell us me want know.
Ah. Yeah, it was on the premise of it would have been better. It's on the premise that it would have been better not to know. I think that's something like that the scripture was displaying. It would have been better not to know. It's like you
Yes.
when you say, if you never want to die, don't born. you
Yes.
know. But what we're saying here, guys, it is to say that um life is what you make it. There is no um subjection to condemnation except that you condemn your own self. You understand? You're only gonna face condemnation if you condemn your own self. Nobody not born and is subject to condemnation just because they are born. The only thing that you will face because you're born is the natural process of life, which is, you're born as a baby, you grow up, you get old, and you die. Or you die prematurely for many different reasons. But nonetheless, you can't escape life alive. And everyone is subject to that. But in terms of condemnation, you know, it is you who places it upon your own self, either by way of ignorance or just, on purpose. And most of the time, it's ignorance. That's what we've been taught. That's what we were brought up to be ignorant of our consciousness. That it is the cause. It is the mother, father of all effects. You understand? Everything that is expressed or experienced is caused by your own consciousness. And besides that, there is no other, you know. So, to worry about one day you're going to face judgment is to place judgment on your own self, because that is what you're conscious of about or conscious of being, you know. And you will just live a life of total condemnation of some kind, wherein you are ever experiencing, all types of adversities. So you're in a sense suffering your condemnation right now, not someplace after you die. You are going through it now because you're placing that verdict on your own self, you know? So that is what we're saying here today, that those former beliefs that we were told are taught, you have to now initiate the Moses personification within your own self and write your own obituary, meaning to to die psychologically, and write within your own consciousness the desire that you plan on exchanging for that death. You understand? You are exchanging, it's an exchange. You're Xing out one former self and changing into another. It's like a caterpillar changing into a butterfly. You understand? You are moving from one place of existence to another while existing in this fleshly state. But your consciousness, which is your own reality, is really what is shaping your experiences. You know, it is creating all these different experiences, whether they be experiential, intangible, or objective, whatever it is. Um, you are your consciousness is what's creating it. Meaning that whatever you become conscious of and then conscious of being and continue to be conscious of being that thing, you will eventually express it. The thing is, do you know, or did you know, that you are the cause of it? Or do you think it's bad luck or some devil somewhere? Where you hear people say, boy, the devil is strong today, or the devil is at work. You know, this would be like you know, you have water and you put it in many different containers and then you give them different names. Like it's all water. They just have different shape, you know. They have different shape, but they still remain water. Meaning that Nothing else is becoming that shape but the water itself. Your consciousness is the only cause and the only reality. So everything you see that's happening is consciousness materialized, consciousness in a particular form or experience. You understand? Nothing else is showing itself but consciousness, you know? And the same thing that causes your situation is the same thing that can dissolve it because it's the only reality. There is nothing else besides it. There is no other God, no other consciousness, no other imagination, no other devil. Not like that. The one cause brings into being and takes away out of being. It gives birth and it makes it makes dead or it takes away. It adds and it subtracts. It's doing all these things. But it's based on how you, the one operating the consciousness, operates it, you know. And what we're saying to you today, guys, is that and we're going to close out here shortly. What we're saying is that the story of Moses is your story. It is not a story of a man that ever lived named Moses or Moshesh, which numerically, when added up, comes to the number 12. Okay? Adam, when added up, comes to the number 12 in terms of the when he died. When Moses died, same thing, number 12. Adam died, same thing, number 12. When Seth died, same thing, number 12. When you add them up. But then when you simplify it to a single number, it equals 3, which means resurrection or fulfillment, you know, or expression. Okay. And, Moses died at 120, but then you employ his other soldier, which is Joshua, which is the Hebraic name for Jesus. Jesus is an Englishized name. It means Joshua. It's the same name. Very same name, made up of the same letters. Um, but one spelled with a J in terms of Jesus, and Joshua is Yeshua or something like that, or Yehoshua. Okay, with the correct uh Hebraic writings or spellings or whatnot. But it means the same thing. Jehovah saves or salvation. So you have to employ these different characteristics or personifications of your own mind to carry out your desired outcome. And this is doing it intently and not accidentally or hopefully and all this type of stuff. This is you intentionally um, being Moses, being Joshua, being all these different people to, deliver to yourself, by yourself, your desired outcome. Yes, sir, T.
As you mentioned, Joshua and his daughter, Moses and his daughter gave Joshua. You know, Joshua being Joshua being the one that came after Moses. And then you look over in the New Testament, because I said Joshua it's the same name. It's the Hebrew form of the Englishized name, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua is Jesus. Joshua is the one that leads into the promised land. Jesus is the one that brings salvation.
Mm-hmm.
It was who came ahead of Joshua? That was Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Moses was from the tribe of Levi.
Hmm.
And the Baptist, he's the one that came in front of Jesus
Hmm.
from the tribe of Levi. Really. It's showing you a pattern.
Imagine that.
All of these things are just patterns for you. It's not literal things for you to worship. You see, we worship the Bible Characters in the Bible more than how we assemble the truth of what it is trying to tell us. It's
Yeah.
like we start idolize this historical story that never happened, while
Mhm.
missing out on the pattern that it's trying to draw here.
Mm.
You understand me? I said the Levite had to go ahead because keep in mind that this is a Jewish tale, so it's gonna be written in a Jewish format.
Yeah.
Levite have to go ahead and prepare the way before Judah, the prayers can come.
Hmm.
So the Levite, John the Baptist, had to prepare the way before
The Messiah.
before the Messiah could come.
Hmm.
You understand? So the prayers is Judah before
Yeah.
that. The same thing done at the other part of the book, where the Levite Moses had to come before Joshua, Jesus could come. So it's just a pattern to be observed and understand these things and worship them. Something I think of something literally naturally happening. There was once a great man named Moses with a sketch of stick and part of sea. You're crazy.
The only place they can part I see is in their own mind. That's it. Perish the thought that a man held a stick over an ocean named the Red Sea and parted. The only place I can go on is in your imagination, nowhere else. Okay? We would have been doing that right now if that were possible in the physical. All right? You are having an earthly experience as a limited aspect of your whole self. And this is how you have an experience. You have to limit the power. You have to limit the power of the electricity coming into the house in order for you to make alive the appliances. You can't put the full power inside this place. The place will literally catch a fire. It will not work. Right, Charity? You know, you have to break down something in order for you to have to experience the power, you know. So we're just operating at on a limited aspect of our greater self. And that part that was given the limitation is the conscious mind. It was given the mind of knowledge of good and evil, you know, and good and evil is within the higher self. All of that exists there. You understand? But you, as in the story told, that you will become gods, knowing both good and evil, you know. But you knowing this good and evil is on a level of ignorance, wherein you have to evolve, consciously, in awareness, getting better and better at um navigating to this world, you know, and experiencing good and evil. But ever getting better at how to operate this power. If you use the power a certain way, kindly, it's going to be good. If you use it ignorantly, it's going to be evil. You know it to be good and evil. You, the conscious mind, gives it a name, gives it a nature. But from um the all-knowing, the higher self, you know, it is neither good nor evil. It just is. It's just a power, a source, that when used based on the nature of how you use it, will determine the experience and determine how you um, categorize it. You know, but nothing of itself is unclean except to him who sees it to be unclean. You understand? Everything just is, and that is the power that we have as consciousness. That we had to um, minimize or limit that power so that we can, experience it one bit at a time. The power as it by itself, as itself, has no experience whatsoever. It just is. But you can take it and mold it and shape it and see an image or an operation of the power, manifested, and you get to enjoy it and so on and so forth. So, but that's it, guys, with the story here. Moses, being your awareness of you know envisioning and pulling out of your own self. That is your part of your awareness. That part of your awareness, Moses, is you the power to draw out of yourself that which you desire. Nebo meaning the mountain, meaning your desire is always a mountain that you might see or deem it difficult to attain. You can't go over it, you can't go underneath it, you cannot go around it. It's in your way. It seems difficult to scale, but you're gonna have to scale it. You understand? And that is your desire. Now, is it possible? Yes. So long as you persist in faith that it's already done, meaning that you take away the responsibility as the one desiring, you take away the responsibility that you have to get it done. There is a greater aspect of your own being, which is your higher self, that knows how to get it done. You, the one desiring, does not need to know how to get it done. The only thing you're required to know is what you want. Know what you want and why you want it. But you don't need to know how it's going to happen. That part of your being is delegated to a higher side of your being. Okay? You have departments, compartments that handle these things. You understand? So your job is not to figure out how. Your job is to figure out why and what. Okay? And not even when. You don't have to decide anything like that. And then, Pisca is you contemplating or designing the desire, or thinking of the wish fulfilled, going to the end from the very beginning, desiring to be in a particular state within this country or a particular place in this world or whatever. And you place yourself there. You travel there in your consciousness, wherever wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, that have I given unto you. So says scripture. Okay? Wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, that have I given to myself, or that have you given to yourself. It is you who is doing the treading or the treading. It's you who's walking upon the waters of your consciousness. And wherever you settle or whatever you settle on, is gonna be returned to you. All right. And then the Gilead are the witnesses, the ones who are going to come and they're going to be either helping you to attain your desire, or they're going to be congratulating you or speaking in terms of your desire fulfilled. Oh man, Chris, nice truck. Charmin, nice house. Or Sandra, what a beautiful vehicle. Sir Larry, you know, great achievement. And finally, buying your dream house or a dream car, whatever it is that you have been contemplating. The Gilead, these are the witnesses who are going to come and confirm, you know, um, you reaching that feat. You understand? And Dan is just the prophet, the one who prophesied the entire thing. Okay, where everything the prophecy is fulfilled. Okay, you're the prophet and you fulfill your own prophecy. All right. So that is the whole story of in the Old Testament of Moses, you know, writing his own obituary. Moses could not have written the Bible or written the Torah because he wrote his own death. He wrote about his own death and what happened after he died. You cannot write about what's going to happen if you're dead. You understand? Not in those details as it's happening. Okay? Um, that is not physically possible, but psychologically, yes, you can predict, you can prophesy within your own self to yourself what is to come. You understand? And Moses is just an example of the power within you to draw out of yourself your own desires. Okay. So we hope that made sense. Sir T is still there. Any final words before we turn off?
Closing remarks, would just be to, take the time to go within and practice all these things here on purpose. You don't have nothing to do, just go in and do some observation. Go within yourself, see yourself in a different light, feel it. Know the power that you have within yourself. Knowing that you're not asking somebody else, knowing that the one that you are asking would never deny you, never have the 100% fear, because the one you're asking is your true self. All right. Talk to you guys next week when we're forward again. We do have all the interactions in the WhatsApp room, so speed and yeah, just be, man, just be free. All right.
All right, Sir T. Thank you for that closing. And thank you all here, all of you who are here. Charmin, Sir Clifford. Welcome, sir. Sir Larry, Mark, Sandra, all of us who are here fellowshipping among ourselves, but getting stronger and stronger every week as we fellowship, as we become more aware of scripture and more aware, importantly, of how to manifest our desires, okay? And also how to dissolve experiences that we are no longer desiring to experience. And this was what the story of Moses was about, really to die to remember to forget the past, die to the past, the old man. And after you have seen the future, meaning your promised land, that is your future. That's why you can envision it. It's promised to you, but you cannot go into the future as the old self. You have to change your awareness of being. You have to change how you are. You have to match the future with the same substance, the same vigor, the same expectation. And then the future will happen. Okay. So you have to be present with the future as if you already have it. Okay. And it will be present with you in time. That said, love you guys and see you next week. Peace.